The Kansas City Chiefs are on the brink of becoming an official dynasty in the NFL. They are currently chasing their third straight Super Bowl, something that we haven't seen done in a very long time. And one of the biggest questions that we have going into this season is, can anybody stop the impending Chiefs three-peat? I don't trust Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen anymore because they are unable to step up in the fourth quarter. If you want to be able to dethrone Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs, you have to show up with the game on the line when palms get sweaty and chests get tight, and Lamar and Josh Allen countless times just fail to be able to get the job done. Joe Burrow is the only active quarterback who has a playoff win against Patrick Mahomes. But I think CJ Stroud, if he is asked to step up to the mantle and he has to go on the road to Arrowhead to lead the Texans to a win over Kansas City in the postseason, I believe that he's more than capable of being able to get the job done. Why do I have this level of confidence in CJ Stroud? Well, I trust him because unlike Lamar and Josh Allen, I think he has more mental toughness than those two guys. I've never seen a game where CJ Stroud has got rattled. He's lost his composure. He's always cool, calm, and collected. And that's reflected by how good he was in the fourth quarter of games last year. He was one of the best fourth quarter quarterbacks in the NFL. He had 3 fourth quarter comebacks last year. He had a couple of game-winning drives. Of course, we're not going to forget when he just absolutely went scorched earth on Todd Bowles and that Buccaneers defense. He also had a game-winning drive against the Indianapolis Colts, the Cincinnati Bengals. In the fourth quarter of games last year, he had a TD-INT ratio of 8-3, and he was averaging 8.6 yards per pass, which was one of the best fourth quarter averages for a quarterback in the fourth quarter last year. The Texans have a good enough group of weapons where if you ask CJ Stroud to win the game and you put the ball in his hands, he can get it done against Patrick Mahomes. You see, when you're going up against Mahomes, it doesn't matter how bad he plays the first 3 quarters. All right, because we know in the fourth quarter, this is when Patrick Mahomes goes in that God mode. We saw it in this past year's Super Bowl against the 49ers. You see, the problem wasn't that Brock Purdy was a mid or overrated quarterback. The problem is that Patrick Mahomes just elevated his level of play with the game on the line. When Kansas City needed Mahomes to keep the drive alive and to go make plays to win it, he made plays. When he had that 4th and 1 conversion, he had that big read option run. And Kansas City, no matter how the game went, you knew if it came down to them having to go for 2 to win it, they were going to get it done because the greats always step up when the game is on the line in the biggest moments. CJ Stroud has that kind of capability. This dude is wired different mentally. He's cut from a different kind of cloth. I watched him all the way from his first season starting at Ohio State. He's not wired like how Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's really efficient when it comes to making sure that he makes the right reads. He doesn't end up getting too stressed out. When I saw Lamar Jackson throw his helmet on the sideline after he threw that interception into double coverage, I knew it was game over because at that point, Lamar Jackson tapped out mentally. And I love Lamar Jackson, but you wouldn't see CJ Stroud do something like that. Josh Allen, he played really good against Kansas City in the divisional round, but in the last 6 minutes of the game, he overlooked Stephon Diggs when he was wide open, and then he overthrew that dude for the touchdown as well. That's what costed the Bills that game. If you want to beat Patrick Mahomes, you have to step up and make the same plays that he's able to make in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, and that's what CJ Stroud can do. I know we've only seen 1 season of CJ Stroud, but I don't need 3 to 4 years to determine greatness. CJ Stroud is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for the next decade or so. Nobody needs to see anything more to know that CJ Stroud is him. He's one of those ones. Houston wasn't even expected to be relevant last year, and out of nowhere, they went to the playoffs, and CJ Stroud, for the majority of his rookie campaign, was in the MVP conversation. Imagine how good he's going to be this year with the improved supporting cast. You're adding Stephon Diggs, you got a healthy Tank Dell. Texans fans are telling me that this offensive line is going to improve, and if it does, CJ Stroud has everything that he needs to stop the Kansas City Chiefs from three-peating. There's only two quarterbacks right now that I trust to be able to stop this Chiefs three-peat from happening, and that's Joe Burrow, the Patrick Mahomes stopper, and CJ Stroud, because these are the only two quarterbacks, in my opinion, who you can actually trust in the fourth quarter of a postseason game against Patrick Mahomes to step up and make big plays in the fourth quarter to get the W. You ask Lamar, Josh Allen to deliver a game-winning drive against Kansas City, I can't trust them. We've seen it way too many times. And I love Lamar, and I love me some Josh Allen. But CJ Stroud, to me, it's one of those ones, man. I love me a CJ Stroud, and this is somebody who, he relishes those moments. You ain't going to see him throwing his helmet if he makes a mistake in the fourth quarter. He's going to be ready to get back on the field and make up for that mistake if he's given the opportunity. CJ Stroud is just cut from a different cloth. After I saw him go crazy against Georgia in the Peach Bowl, that was all I needed to see. And ever since then, it's been nothing but going up for CJ Stroud. This is an Andrew Luck kind of talent that we have at quarterback. He right now is in ascension mode. And when you have a quarterback in ascension mode, you have a good opportunity to win a Super Bowl within their rookie contract. And Houston's time is now, and they have a great time to strike where the iron's hot, because Kansas City still isn't as good as what they've been in the past. They still have some concerns. If you have Houston going on road into Arrowhead this year, I'm more than confident CJ Stroud can live up to the task of stopping this three-peat from happening. And if you feel otherwise, please tell me some other quarterbacks that you think are good enough to stop this three-peat from happening, because we've seen Lamar not be able to get it done, and we've seen Josh Allen fail way too many times to continue to put stock in these guys. We only have two people at this point who we can root for to get it done: Joe Burrow and CJ Stroud. And if we don't have those two guys going up against Mahomes in the playoffs, then we are all in trouble, and the dynasty is going to happen. Okay? CJ Stroud may be the Eli Manning to Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully. Because if not, I don't know who is, people. Honestly. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. If you're listening on YouTube, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss when we upload new content and when we go live. If you're listening on X, leave a like, retweet, follow if you haven't already. We go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:45 p.m. Eastern time. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Kate Rowan says, if CJ keeps improving, look out Mahomes. My guy Chelsea Grin Kitty Cat says, Stroud in college was that guy. Not even an OSU fan, and I doubted him versus Georgia, but he proved me wrong, and the kicker lost them that game. And the NFL, he also proved me wrong. He is that guy. Also, if the Cincinnati Mayor kept his mouth shut, I think the Bengals would have won. Most definitely, man. CJ Stroud, ever since I saw that Georgia game, I saw just a different kind of animal that's been unleashed upon the NFL. I trust CJ Stroud and Joe Burrow way more than I trust Lamar and Josh Allen, who don't really deliver that good when it comes playoff time.